You will not have real connection without vulnerability. We live in a world obsessed with self-protection. It's safe, but it's empty, it's lonely, it's sad. You're safe, but you're also missing out. You're missing out on the good stuff, on what actually can come out of this connection if it clicks, if it works, if you let it. Connection doesn't happen through armor. It doesn't happen when we're guarded. It doesn't happen when we're withdrawing. It happens through risk. Take the risk. Take a chance. Get to know someone. Let them get to know you. Vulnerability isn't about spilling your whole life story to anyone who will listen. It's the small intentional openings. Saying the truth, telling someone you're tired instead of like, oh yes, I'm fine, I can do that. Admitting you're scared to do something. Sharing something that's been on your mind for a while and you're too scared to share. Saying I miss you first. Saying I love you first. Each moment feels like you're almost holding your breath until it passes and you know you're still here and you feel lighter, you feel better, you feel a little braver even to say that regardless of the outcome, regardless of how it's been perceived, you've shared something real. You took a risk, you took a chance. Not everybody earns an access to those. Maybe with time they would, but not right out the gate. I look for signs. How is the person listening? How are they receiving me? Is their body shifting, changing? What is their energy saying to me? Are they holding the space? Are they withdrawing? Are they moving toward judgment? Are they interested more in giving me advice and helping me shift out of that? If I feel safe to share more, I lean in. If they want to fix something, or if they call me out on something, or if there is judgment or withdrawal, or let's just talk about something else, then I turn the dial down a bit. And that is not me rejecting the person. That is me respecting myself enough. That is me respecting and honoring my emotions enough, and knowing that this is where I draw the line. This is the capacity of this person. So I am going to meet them where they are. One of the biggest mistakes I've ever made was thinking that I can lock this into just the one person. I can just be this vulnerable with this one person. I can share all of myself with this just one safe person. And with time I learned, while it's a good thing to have that one person who is my ride or die, you could have many people, or not, maybe not many, just a few people actually who would be your ride or die. It doesn't have to be just the one person. If anything, it's recommended to not have just the one person. Now I share different parts of myself to different capacities with different people, because not everybody has the capacity to hold us the same, because they don't have the capacity to hold themselves the same. So you can talk about a certain subject, but then you go to a certain depth or limit with one person, and then you go even farther with another person, because they have the capacity to hold this much. And this is up to you to decide. Practice discernment and pace yourself. Meet people where they are. And it's okay for someone to not have the capacity to give you more or to do more. It took me a while to kind of separate that from it being related to me, and seeing the person as they are. What is their limit? What is their capacity? So now as I share different parts of myself in a different capacity, to a certain extent or a certain depth, this keeps my heart expansive always. It keeps me feeling and knowing I am always held and I'm always carried. I know I have a support system to lean on. Yes, vulnerability can be hurtful. It can be disappointing. It can hurt us in so many ways. I've been burned, and I've experienced that firsthand. The insults, the mockery, manipulation, using things against me, or when I would share something with the wrong person, and instead of being received with acceptance and love, I would see the look on their face. Like, the way they see me is now different, and that moves from acceptance to pure judgment or criticism. And it stings in the moment, it stings and it hurts. So I get it, I get it. And if you haven't been doing that, and if you think you're gonna get hurt, I get why. I get how much it can hurt us. I get what we risk by doing this. Here's the thing though, the cost of avoiding it is much worse. It's much worse. We lose so much more. The cost of avoiding being vulnerable with each other is deep loneliness, shallow connections, relationships that can collapse any second because there is really no solid foundation. And our hearts harden and we forget to trust each other. We forget how to. We forget that that's an option. Every time I choose to open up again after getting hurt, I prove to myself that I can survive disappointment. I prove to myself that I have the capacity and the courage to see the truth. I am not going to hide behind rose-colored glasses. I can handle the truth. And by choosing to open up again and again, I give myself proof, evidence that I actually can. And more than that, I still find joy. I still find the space to love and trust and open up to someone. And if I end up getting disappointed, it doesn't change the good things. It doesn't take away the love. It doesn't take away the joy. Because maybe the experience isn't 100% a failure. Maybe there were good parts to it. Maybe there were good things that I got to feel and experience. And here's more truth. Being tender in a world that is constantly pushing us to be detached is true power. And here's some more truth. When we look at the world the way it is today, if you look at the world maybe 10 years from today, 20 years from today, we will need connection more than anything. So the sooner we train that muscle of being vulnerable and open with each other this way, the stronger it gets, and the sooner it helps inoculate us against everything that is coming. Because we will need to lean on this, and we will need to lean on each other. Because when the world is spinning in a wave of separation and mediocrity and lack of connection, what remains? Who are we going to be looking for? If this resonated with you, like, subscribe, and come back for more conversations on building deeper connections with yourself and others. And I'll see you next time. All my love.